So last week I painted a lady in space. This week I will be doing the exact same thing. Just so you know, it is now school holidays, so I won't have time to do any actual painting. We'll be releasing other projects that I've been doing, but unfortunately no real final result reveals for now. I'm sorry about that. So to start with, I usually block the colors in. Hey, if I were a genie in a bottle, I'd be in this one. And yeah, I think it's a good tip to maybe paste down your canvas. I'm using the same color palette as last time, so the turquoise and purple, with, of course, the Naples yellow red for the figure itself. I'm starting to think that's actually a little bit too dark, so I might mix it with white. Oh, of course. My blending brush has to break. It's, yeah, never mind. I have other things, like these blending brushes that are actually meant for charcoal paintings. I also realized that the colors are a bit flat, and I tried to mix this turquoise with some blue, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So just gonna cover that up. Maybe add some more beige tones around it to break up the monotonous turquoise and purple. I don't think it's working. Every time I start making this, people think it's under the sea. I think it's the blue. People associate this blue with it being under the sea. And obviously I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'm just extending some of this beige everywhere. I have no idea why I decided to add pink to this. Now I think my color palette is getting a little too broad. Just like this, broad. I'm not allowed to say that, can I? I needed to cover everything up with acrylics first before I go over it with oil paints. The reason I don't do oil paints immediately is, one, it takes forever to dry, and two, it is expensive. Oh my, it is expensive. And yeah, and as you can tell, I like to just draw things and then draw over it again after a while because I can't decide where I want what. And then it starts getting too busy. You're going to see me do a lot of painting and then realizing it's too busy and then painting over it again with the black just to make it less busy, I guess. And well, you could tell it here, and then I will forget that I painted over that and painted that ribbon again because I have a thing for making things a little too busy and complicated. You can also ignore that her hair is a mousy gray. It won't stay mousy gray. It's just there's a placeholder while I make sure to cover everything up with acrylics first before doing the oils. And as a last and final and the thing that I really need is the ability to erase the oils right afterwards. So if I make something wrong, I could just scrape it off, which is just great. Oh, okay, and don't ask me why I suddenly decided to add yellow to that. After all of the beige that I added, I still thought it was a little bit too muted, too clean. I don't know how to say it. Just thought it needed a little bit more oomph. And I thought, what is the opposite of one of the colors? Well, yellow. I actually don't like yellow as a color, but I think it gives the entire painting a little bit more character, I guess. So now she's on a bunch of fire clouds. I don't know, so far I like the way it goes, even though I don't like yellow. I also don't know where the heck I'm supposed to place it now, because yeah, I don't know, yellow wasn't really like part of it. And as usual, you can tell I am overdoing it a little bit. I need to learn what minimalism is, and sometimes less is more. So of this part right here where I'm doing all the yellow, I am probably going to be painting over it again, because it's just too much and unnecessary. And now it is all blended in together, so you can't even see what it's supposed to be. Great, let's add some pink to it, because I mean, heck, why not? Oh, and over here I decided to make some kind of landscape thing there at the center left. Don't ask me why, I just thought it might be cool. Have a little landscape with some mountains. So I'm trying to break up the big strings, strings or ribbons or whatever, adding some more highlights. Although now I think I'm having a little bit of a color pollution thing. It's the original palette that I was trying to block in is, well, being taken over by the special colors. Any actual artists in the comments, please tell me what they're actually called, the secondary colors. And I tried to mix the turquoise with blue to give it a little bit more depth, but that didn't work. The turquoise was just not moving. And then I realized, hey, I have these acrylic inks that actually goes over it really well. It's very transparent, and so it keeps the turquoise but makes it just a little bit darker. This is the muted green by Liquitex. I didn't really show you, but I actually mixed the muted blue and green on a plate nearby because, well, color variation, yay! So it's starting to look less flat. I don't know why I try so hard here, because the point is for me to go over it with oils later, but I guess it's nice. The acrylic inks really changed everything for me. They are also just completely compatible. You can just mix it with the actual paint itself. So instead of going over it as a glaze the way I did, I'm just reporting on the things that I've learned. If you're an actual painter, you probably already know all of these things. And sometimes it's necessary for me to go over it a few times because, well, at some point the translucency makes it that you just smudge the colors instead of making it darker. Also, as you can tell, I don't know how shading works. Also, if you think that the colors sometimes don't work, a lot of the times it's because I'm really bad at placing my lighting, and the colors look a bit like grayish when they're actually not gray. It's just the way that it shines on camera. Here I used a little bit too much of the zinc white when I should have used titanium white. Zinc white is a mixing white, so it's not very opaque, as you can tell here. I don't actually remember what I was thinking at back then, but you know why I decided to use that, or maybe I just confused zinc white with titanium white, and I don't know how that's even possible because they also look very differently on a palette. And so now instead of having clouds, we have these giant cheese strings. Don't ask me what I'm doing here. Instead of making it more nebulous, more cloudy, I am basically solidifying it, which is really not what I want, so I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Yep, just add more color there that doesn't make a difference and doesn't do what you want it to do. Alright. And as you can tell, I have to wait a long ass time before I can start actually putting on other layers. And as you can tell, I went shopping again. I got more colors. Not because I can't mix colors, but because I can't mix them consistently, which is also kind of important. What you're also going to see in this palette is that it's, although the acrylic started with mostly purple and turquoise and beige, most of the different shades that I have on my palette right now are shades of yellows and brown. So as usual, I start with the face because I like to do a couple of layers on the face. And if you make a mistake, just use this silicone nail thing scraper. I don't know what it's actually called, but I used to use it for my nails and now I'm not. This is just a pen filled with water, because these are water-mixable oils, and that's nice. And I come from the school of using only one brush for everything. So the thing is with having different colors, or having so many different colors, is that if you go over it too quickly, they will start mixing, and sometimes they don't mix the way you wanted it to, and then it turns a muddy brown gray, and that just doesn't look good. So I'm adding white for highlights. I tend to go over my paintings a few times with the base colors being blocked and then doing highlights, then the base colors again, then doing lowlights, then realizing I went over my highlights and do it again. Is that an efficient thing? No. I am not a professional painter. This is why I'm still practicing. And what I realized afterwards is, you know, when you're painting, you don't really see the bigger picture because you're busy trying to just get that one fold right. Well, when I look back at this picture, I saw, hey, that does not look like gossamer at all. That looks like water. It looks like she's wearing water. And although that is actually kind of really cool, that's not what I wanted. Maybe I'll do that next time. The point is that I want it to look like fabric that turns into smoke. Right now it looks like water that turns into spaghetti. I need to find out why it looks like that. Yeah, troubleshooting my paintings. Yeah. I don't actually know where I went wrong yet. Until later on, where I realized that, you see the folds that I'm drawing there? They are too parallel. As you know, if you have cloth that folds, it doesn't neatly fold. I mean, it's not like curtains where it's, nicely tailored to fold in the correct places. This is supposed to be like a bed sheet again that goes over her shoulder and turns into clouds or noodles in this case. And it needs to follow her body wherever it is. I painted the body first and then forgot where it's placed. Like, how does a human look like again? So yes, third oil layer. This is where I needed to break up some of those parallel lines. And I realized that the way I was using the titanium white was a little too strong, and that I should only use it at the very end for really like the very highlight, the very top highlights. And this is my favorite part. I think before I started actually painting on canvas, I was playing around with watercolors. That's where my love for layering comes from, and from using really wet and glazing techniques. It does look really satisfying though, I have to admit that. Right now there's a lot of reflection back from, because it's, really wet. I actually don't know how to fix that. I'm not very good at recording stuff. Also, I got these gloves because I smudge over everything, and although that should probably have been fixed with something other than gloves, this was the quickest thing I can source. It also looks kind of cool. Makes me feel like the evil stepmother in Snow White, who in the last few movies actually just looked better than Snow White. So I don't know what they're insecure about. And here I go. I have a fetish for overblending, and then it doesn't look good. And then it turns muddy, and then I have to go over it again. And then I smudge it, and then overblend it, and repeat. Okay, it does not look this bad in real life while I was doing it. I think it really is the reflection of the water. No, I think this brush is using thinner. Oh no. I'm looking and narrating this after the fact, and it looks terrible on camera. Oh my god, somebody take that white away from me! Oh yeah, just for clarity, or for full disclosure, I wasn't feeling that well when I was doing this, so I took some medication, and usually that medication takes a while to work, but this time it started working pretty quickly. Aren't you just... Isn't it great when you feel bad and the meds work really quickly? Anyway, that's probably why there were a lot of bad decisions happening here. And ta-da! Here's the muddy mess that just got rid of all of the nice folds that I did before. So I whipped out my tablet, and I made some drawings to see how I can fix this. Make it look less like water and back more to fabric. Really make a distinction between the watery look. Also, it used to be a bit of a translucent kind of fabric. Now it's not. Now it looks like a blocky white fabric. It doesn't even look like water anymore. I made it look quite literally like a bedsheet. So here's me trying to fix me. And as I've mentioned before, her hair was not going to stay this mousy brown. I'm not sure if I should have made it green or purple, but I like purple hair, so that's what it's gonna be. Maybe it can be green on the other side. Oh, here's where I realized that the oil paint takes such a long time to dry. I can actually just wipe it off there on the arms and make it look translucent again, because, you know, see her arms again. Here's my first attempt at making a face. Here's, I am using that nail tool to draw my lines, and I'm probably still effing it up. Oh right, my arch nemesis. Hands. What are hands and how do they look like? They don't look like mine. Okay, don't ask me why her hands are green. Or so small. Shouldn't hands be bigger? Here is my attempt at making those spaghetti strings look more like clouds, and failing badly. So let's work on the face. Oh, look at her, she looks so cute. So I realized that this large, chunky cloud thing needs some more shading. And this is probably a mistake. I just made it look worse and more solid rather than cloudy. Yeah, this is painful to watch, trust me. Okay, well, I guess this is no longer a lady floating in space, this is a lady floating in a spaghetti bowl. I mean, I guess that's why her hand looks like Mamma Mia. Okay, in all honesty, it doesn't look bad, but it's not what I want. Oh goodness, somebody take this black away from me. Oh, right. Yeah, we don't want spaghetti, we want spirellis. Okay, the idea here was basically if I pushed the black to be more black, there would be more contrast and make things look less muddy. And then, of course, what do? I overblend things again. That's just what I do. And I'm starting to see why painters like to paint upright, because that allows you to take a step back and really see what you're doing. I don't have that luxury. I have been having trouble with folds it wasn't working, so I used a diaper liner here because it's some kind of fabric that it's not paper. That wasn't working, so I made it wet and tossed it at it, and then used that. So here I go again, trying to make highlights that I'm then probably going to erase for some lowlights. And of course I'm trying to get the translucency back of that cloth. Right now on the screen it might look like the colors really don't fit. It's a slightly pinkish hue. But it dried out really nice, actually. Alright, they're called color values or something. Okay, it's starting to look more like cloth again. So the reason I've been doing a lot of drapery and folds is because I like the way it looked, and I was trying to imitate whatever I saw on Pinterest, until my artist friend told me that that's actually really hard to do. Well, he's right, I should have probably taken something simpler to start with. But no, I don't do simple. I like to throw myself off the boat into the deep end, and then regret it later. Okay, so now instead of spaghetti strings, we have a sort of electric flux kind of thing, which I liked so much better. I mean, I would have liked it to look like clouds, and for some reason I don't know how clouds look like, because I never go outside. I'm like a house cat. Oh, somebody take this white away from me. It looked good before. I should have kept it before. Well, also, my artist friend was saying how the face didn't make sense. And I was like, well, what do you mean the face doesn't make sense? It looks great. I was really proud of the face. It looks like a face. I mean, the nose and the eyes are where it was supposed to be. But he was like, no, the anatomy is all wrong and it's bothering me. And he was explaining about how, like, all the ways that it was wrong, and I just flat out said, I don't understand what you mean. It's not that I was in denial, but I just didn't understand where it was wrong. I was focused too much on the face. As in, I was proud of myself that I made a face that, looks like a face. Especially because it's not facing forward. And I had been practicing just a little bit, but it was on my tablet, not really on not really on canvas immediately, or on paper even. Oh, I should be practicing hands. What is this? How do hands look like? How many fingers does a hand have? Okay, this one has 3 fingers and a thumb. So here's my rendering of the face on my tablet, and here is how I did it basically, as I followed about how to do it. And that's when my friend said that, yeah, well, the head is round. It isn't flat in the front, so you need to fix that. Because, you have a brow ridge. And while he said that, I realized, hey, wait a minute, what else is not correctly aligned? And I realized, well, the entire face is actually not really correctly aligned, especially the lips. So I did some really quick plastic surgery, made sure that it is actually aligned to, well, as you can see, I drew the guidelines, but I didn't follow them because that's exactly me. And I think it looks a lot better now. I am happy I have a friend to tell me that, that don't make sense. He doesn't sound that way. So this is where I'm going to leave it for now. Hopefully I will have some time to finish it, and I don't know when that will be. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.